Well, 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 I have some fun stuff in here. Today, we are going to be talking about all the new makeup that I've been trying recently. And if you're new here, my name is Lauren, and welcome. And if you're not new and you're returning, you're amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance yet, please hit that subscribe button. So close to hitting my goal of 1,000 subscribers this year, but I definitely need your help. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have a chance. So I am so excited because I have been trying out the majority of these products a few times, a handful of times for some of them, more for even others. It's kind of all over the place. I have one thing in here that I've only tried once, and I have one thing in here I have not tried at all. So we are testing it out on camera. But for the most part, everything in here is stuff that I've been trying out for the past, couple of weeks or so, and have formed some opinions about if I would recommend these products, if I would say stay away from them. And we're just gonna put them on my face, and I'm gonna talk about them as we do it, so you can get an idea of what they look like once they're applied, and if you should avoid them, because some of them you should absolutely avoid. So I always start with my eyeshadow, just in case I get fallout on my face. I don't want to ruin the base. And this one actually just came to me in the mail a few days ago. And by came to me, I mean I bought it and it shipped and it arrived. And that is the Tarte Maneater palette. And this one is the Nightfall palette. So they released the Maneater palette and I reviewed it a while ago. Last year, this year, I don't know. I'll link that video up above. And I was pleasantly surprised at that palette. And this one is way more colorful. So I wanted to give this one a try as well because, I was impressed. And with the last palette, I found that the eyeshadows, the shimmers that have the imprints in them, little leopard spots, those are magical. Those are my favorite shimmers. And I've been playing with this palette a little bit. I've only used it a couple times because I just got it in the mail. But so far, it's pretty much identical to the quality in the other Maneater palette. It's good. I like it. It's good. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on my face. And I'm not gonna do anything too complicated because I actually am going on a date with my husband. So we're gonna do something a little simpler. I'm gonna go in first with my MAC Bare Study Paint Pot. I'm gonna use this as primer. I should use a mirror. I'm gonna use a mirror for this. And yeah, I'm not gonna do anything too complicated. I think we're gonna go for a neutral look today, which kind of defeats the point of me getting this palette. I got it for the colors, but I have been using the colors and they've been really good. And I'm just feeling like a more neutral look today. Sometimes that's just the way it is. And that's normally the way I feel when I'm going for a brighter lip, which I will be doing today. So I'm gonna go into Sly. I haven't used that color yet, so we might as well try it out. And I'm gonna go ahead, just put it on my upper lid. One thing that I've found with the mattes in this palette is they're totally fine, but I think I'm used to working with like super pigmented mattes, and these are not what you would call super pigmented. They're good, they have pigment, but they're just not like in your face with the pigment. Okay, that might not have been the best color choice because it is looking a little bit too identical to my skin tone. So I'm gonna go in with Catnap, the one right next to it, and hope for a little more color payoff because the other one was kind of non-existent on my eyes. Oh yeah, this one is a little bit better. Next, I think I'm going to go into Ferocious, which is this brown here. And I'm just going to put it in the corner of my eyes. Outer corner, outer corner. And we're just doing, again, this is simple look. This is kind of like my go-to. How I apply eyeshadow on a daily basis when I am in a rush. Yeah, so as you can see, the mattes do require a little bit of building up if you want them to be more pigmented, which is kind of the same experience that I had with the original Maneater palette. So I was expecting that. And again, I get spoiled from all the indie eyeshadow palettes that I use where the pigment is just like insane. But I think this kind of formula is good if you are a little more cautious about pigment and you're still learning, you still want to experiment with color, but you're still in your learning stage. You're still trying to figure out what works for you, what you like. And that is great when you have this kind of formula because you can build it up or you can go in with a lighter hand. I'm actually going to use that same color under my waterline too. Oop, getting a little bit of fallout, so be careful. Super neutral look. I know, very excited, right guys? Now I will say I've been reaching for Intrigue a lot. It's such a pretty silver taupe color. I love it, but I'm not gonna go for that today. I'm gonna go for the gold. I'm gonna go for Minx because I do love a gold. And again, I still agree with my previous assessment. The shimmers that have the imprint, the leopard imprint in them, are just fantastic. They're so good. They are a much softer formula and they're just really pretty. I like them quite a bit. I'm impressed with Tarte. Tarte definitely did something better with this palette and with the original Maneater than they had been doing in the past, because previously I was like, I could totally pass on Tarte, like that's fine. But now I actually really like the Maneater palettes when they come out. So we do have fallout, so just be aware of that, definitely. Whoa, okay. Actually, I'm gonna need to, it's a lot more than I thought. So let me go ahead and rectify that. Okay, so I definitely would say that the con to this palette is fallout, so just be aware of that. But other than that, I think the colors are really nice. I love this color story in particular, and I think they perform really well, at least the ones I've tried. I haven't tried every single one in the palette, but the ones that I have tried have been really beautiful. And again, this Intrigue color is intriguingly beautiful. The next item I've been trying out is actually from Urban Decay. These are brands like I feel like I don't talk about a lot on this channel because I don't really wear a lot of Tarte or Urban Decay. I have a couple items from those lines that are kind of my ride or dies. Tarte makes an amazing eyeliner that does not budge. Urban Decay is my go-to for setting spray. But when I saw this, I was like, let's try it. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Inks liquid liner. I have mine in the color 0, which is just their classic black color. And if you've been here before, you know I can't apply eyeliner on camera. You're just gonna see the top of my head if I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this really fast, and then I'm gonna talk about how I've been feeling about this one, because I've been using this one for the past couple of weeks. So I do have some opinions about this one. Eyeliner is on. Now, a couple things about this eyeliner is, one, I really do like the packaging. I love that it looks like a pen, but this is not the best way. This is not the actual way that I hold my eyeliner. I don't hold it like a stylus, you know? I hold it like, how do I hold it? More like, I don't even know now. More like this, which does not fit the shape that they're giving me. It kind of does. It puts my hands in a kind of awkward position. It doesn't work exactly. I get what they were going for, but I hold mine a little bit different. Second, I would say the color is not as deep and matte as I personally like. It still does not beat my NYX Epic eyeliner. Stuff is epic. But a good thing about this eyeliner is it doesn't budge. It stays on all day. I have oily eyelids, so I definitely look for things that stay on, because it is so embarrassing when you go to like touch your face and you take off half your makeup. And I've done that a lot. My eyelids just hate me. So it's hard to get a product to stick there sometimes, but this one stays, so I really like it. Okay, next, let's do the bottom eyeliner, because this is actually another new product. I have been trying out quite a few products from Gwen Stefani's brand, Give Beauty, and I picked up their Line It Up 24-hour gel pencil eyeliner in the color Spiderwebs. It's black. I picked up black, of course. That's the one I'm going to use the most, so that's why I picked it up. And I've been using this one. You know, I probably will end up filming a whole separate video about Give Beauty, because I've been trying so many products from the line, and some are fantastic. Some are really good, and nobody seems to be talking about them. And I want to talk about them because, first of all, I've seen No Doubt in concert back when I was a teenager. So good. I love No Doubt, okay? Gwen Stefani, just an OG kind of hero of mine. I love her. She's awesome. So of course I was gonna buy makeup that she came out with. And some of it, again, some of it is good. Some of it is not as good. There's been some hits and misses, which I think you're gonna get with any brand. But this eyeliner, I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I've been using it for about a week, It stays on for a few hours. It definitely wears off throughout the day. So it doesn't have the staying power of, say, my Victoria Beckham. That eyeliner is fantastic. I have not found anything better than that. It makes my eyes water a little bit too. So, again, I'm just gonna skip past this. You're just gonna see me with the eyeliner on magically because I like do it with my mouth open. It's like a whole thing. Phew, okay, it's on. So again, I like the color. I don't really love the application. It goes on a little, it's not truly patchy, but it doesn't seem to give like a really even, smooth line. If you get up close and personal, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but oh, it's kind of already come off on the ends too. See, this is what I'm talking about. It just doesn't quite have the staying power that I need in a bottom eyeliner. Hang on, I can do this. Okay, let's see how long that stays on. That's normally where it starts wearing off the fastest, and since I just applied it, it's not great. I do like the color, again, and it stays kind of in the middle of my eye, but not at the ends. It just wears off pretty fast, so not my favorite. I'm trying out a couple other colors though, so maybe they work differently. I do like how soft it is though. It's a much softer pencil, which I really like, a softer pencil. So I'm gonna keep using it. It's not my favorite from Give Beauty though. Okay, so this is a product that my mom convinced me to get that I have not tried yet because I literally just got it with her. But we have kind of been influencing each other back and forth because I introduced her to the beautiful world of Chanel, and now she only wants Chanel makeup. So we were again at Nordstrom's. We keep finding ourselves shopping together, and we went to the Chanel counter, and I was like, oh, I tried on a sample of your mascara, ended up getting the full size because it was amazing, but you have other mascaras. Are these good? And the woman at the counter was amazing because she was super honest. There was one I was looking at and she was like, don't get that, it flakes. But then I found this one. This beautiful little guy from Chanel. Let me read the box. This is called the Noir Allure, and it's in the color 10, Noir. And watch this. It's such a gimmick, but I love it. Oh my God. And the lady at the counter recommended this one. She said it was good. So we're gonna try. It's beautiful. Oh my God, I love it. It's not quite as lengthening as the other Chanel mascara that I have, but it's nice and thickening. It's a really great color. It makes me feel so fancy when I wear Chanel. More fancy than I actually am in real life. So again, this is the first time that I've tried this product, but so far I do like it. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how it wears throughout the day. I think it's like $42. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna use it all up though. Just watch. I don't have a new primer, which is probably a good thing because I don't need a new primer. I'm working through a couple already. So I went ahead and I just used my Hourglass Vanish Airbrush primer since it's in my project pan, and we are still working on that. We're still doing it. But this is really exciting. The foundation that I have is the new one from MAC. This is the Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation, and I have mine in the color NW10. I have been using this for a couple weeks now. I've had it for a couple weeks and I love it. I really, really like it. I haven't had a MAC foundation in my collection for a while, I realized. And when I saw this one come out, I was like, okay, that's something that I'm interested in for sure. And it's definitely, I would say, medium coverage. It's definitely heavier than a lot of the foundations that I use. I kind of like having that option. A lot of the foundations I have in my collection are so light. If I'm having a bad skin day, I have to go in extra heavy with the concealer, just because, you know, sometimes you want to hide some things. But I love this foundation. It blends into the skin really well. I think this is probably more my winter color. It's probably a hair light for me right now, but I don't even care because it's beautiful. Look at that. That's just one little pump. It does a great job covering. I like that it still leaves my skin looking glowy. It's not matte, which there's the time and a place for matte foundation. I have matte foundations that I absolutely love. Oh no, my mascara transferred. Okay. -1 point for this mascara. You need to let it dry. Just in case you're interested in it. I feel like I look awake now. Yes, okay. I love it. Again, that was just one pump. I tend to only go in with one pump for most of my foundations, depending on the consistency. Because this one is a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, I only go in with one pump. Yeah, I'm actually really glad to have MAC back in my rotation, so I'm very excited. But I know what you're here for. You want to hear about this bad boy. What is this? This is the new concealer from Haus Labs. It has a long name. I don't remember it, but it's sure Tri-Skin Clone something something. It's the concealer that matches the foundation. I love that foundation. It is a fantastic foundation. I wear it all the time. It makes my skin look absolutely glowy. So beautiful. I picked up this concealer in the color 05, which is Fair Peach, and they didn't send this to me. I wish they did. That would be fantastic. But what happened is Sephora actually was previewing this, and they had it up on their website for one day only. And originally there were a couple other colors that I thought fit my skin a little bit better, but they sold out. And I was like, oh, I have to get something. So I ended up picking this one up. I do think it's a good color match. I think once they officially launch this concealer, I might pick up a different color as well. But I've been trying it for a week, and I'm not in love with it the way that I love the foundation. So my first thought when I open it is, oh, she's thick. It takes a little bit to pull her out, but that's okay. Like, that might not be a reflection on the formula, right? No, she's thick. She reminds me a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape, which is kind of a very thick, heavy concealer. So I have not been loving this concealer. I don't hate it. I'm going to continue to work with it. I think sometimes you need to like really use things for weeks. I've only been using this one for about a week, so I haven't had it in my collection for a long time, but it is thick and you don't need a lot, which is nice. I do like that. And it does a good job covering, but what I've noticed throughout the day is it sinks into my fine lines. I'm 35, I have fine lines under my eyes, and the reason why I don't use Shape Tape as concealer is because it does that same thing. It tends to emphasize the fine lines under my eyes, which is terrible. Like, I don't want that. So this one has been doing that. And I think part of it is definitely going in with a lighter hand helps. So the lighter I go in, the better it looks. But still, I've noticed throughout the day, it just settles into those lines, regardless of what I've used underneath, regardless of what setting powder I've used. It doesn't seem to love my older skin. And you know what? I'm going to continue to play with it. Again, a week is not that long, and I have been trying out a couple other concealers as well, and this one just is a little bit thicker than what I like. So yeah, a little disappointed because I had all my hopes and dreams in this one concealer. It was going to make me look 20 years younger. I was positive. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But I love that foundation so much that I was hoping this concealer would be more similar to it, but it's much thicker and heavier than I think that foundation is. At least as long as I've been trying it, that's my opinion so far. I'm really excited for it to officially launch to see other people's opinion of it, but that's how I feel in this moment after trying it for a week. So not everything is going to work for everybody, and I don't know if this is going to work for me either, but I'm going to keep trying it. This is not a new product, but I've been using it. It's probably the newest setting powder in my collection, so I figured we would talk about it. And that's the Givenchy Prisme Libre Matte Finish and Enhanced Radiance Loose Powder. I have mine in the color 2 Satin Blanc. And this is not the first setting powder that I have from Givenchy. I've tried it before. I love it. But they came out in a mini size. So yeah, I had to get the mini size. It's so travel friendly because I don't have enough travel friendly mini size things, right? Right? Okay, well, okay, first off, I have taken the powder puff that comes with it out of it because it it doesn't, like, what is it there for? I don't know. It's just, it just gets dirty. It makes it harder to get the product. And here's the thing. People love this powder. I love this powder. I do love this powder. I don't like the packaging, okay? It is so visually appealing, okay, this packaging. It looks so great. But mixing the colors, that's really the reason why I took the powder puff out of it, so that the powder can kind of just fall in and mix in this little divot. Is that right? Is that the right word I'm looking for? I don't know if it is. But that way the colors mix together, so, I'm not getting like all pink or all peach. Like, I want a mix of everything. So enough about the packaging. The product itself, I really like. It's a very fine powder. It's a little bit brightening, which I like. It's nice. And look, I fully believe that if more people came out with mini products, they would get more sales. And by more people, I guess I mean more companies. Look, we like minis, okay? Minis are cute, and especially when you have a big collection, minis are great because there's no way in heck that I'm gonna go through a full size of this, but I could potentially go through this. And I don't know if you saw the like whiff of powder that came up when I closed it, but that's another reflection on the packaging. I don't love this packaging at all. I really thought, I think I do have one of those blushes and I never use it. I got it a long time ago because they actually came out a long time ago, but we're seeing a resurgence in Givenchy products, which I don't hate because they do have good products. But I have one of those blushes that's in the same kind of quadrant container like this. Never use it because it's difficult. Like, I want things to be easy for me, Okay, next, because I can't not do this, it's really bugging me. I can't function without having my brows done because they just are so blonde. They're non-existent sometimes. They're a little bit patchy from back in my plucking era. I'm not proud of it. They never fully grew back. It is what it is. You live and you learn as a child in the 90s, right? And we are using the new Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Precision Pencil in Rich Taupe. I've been using this one for a couple weeks. And okay, so the best brow pencil that I have ever used is actually something that I discovered this year. And it's not this one, but it's actually the Moira brow pencil. I think it's under $10. And I think I might just stick to that. Never try a new brow product again. I just don't think I need to. And I'm saying that like I don't like this one. Because I don't. It's a soft formula. It's a little bit too soft. It makes it a little bit hard to control application for me. Like, look, I am not a makeup artist. No one is going to accuse me of being a professional makeup artist. I just love makeup and I just know when something works for me and when something doesn't. And this one is just, it's a little bit too soft, and then the tip is just a little bit too big. So I don't know if you're seeing this at all. You might not be, but the tip is a little bit fatter than what I like. I like a little bit of a smaller tip to help with drawing in the little hairs. I like the color though. I do like the color of this. And I know I'm going to use it up. Brow pencils are actually one of those things that I go through because I use them every day. And normally I stick to one, like the Moira one. I actually just had to order, I ordered like 2 more because I finished that one in like 3 months because it was the only brow pencil I was using. It's fantastic. They're on sale right now if you're interested. But it was such a good brow pencil and it was so affordable that I'm like, okay, well, the search for this is done. It's not a bad pencil. It's just, again, like there are certain things where you kind of know your preference. And this is one of them where I just know I do typically like a soft formula, but not this soft. It's a little too soft with the tip actually just not being quite as fine as I like it. I'm going to go and I'm going to set my brows because I always do that. This is not new. This is the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. And this is great. It's not new. This is kind of my go-to for when I'm setting my brows. I use this one a lot. I actually think it's almost empty because it definitely is not picking up as much product as it used to. Wow, go me. Did I use up a product? Almost, almost. I'm gonna do some digging in this. Okay, we are more than halfway done with the face. I am liking the look. I have liked the majority of products that we've used today, and some just require more testing. They really do. It's a concealer, I just don't know. But we're actually gonna go into some bronzer, and I picked up the Artist Sculpt bronzer from Makeup Forever. I have mine in the color S400 Precious Latte. When it came, it was a little bit destroyed. There was powder everywhere, and as you can see, the corner is missing, but you know what? I decided the majority of it is fine. So I'm not gonna go through the process of returning it and getting a new one, because I've actually wanted to try this powder for a while. I really do like Makeup Forever, and I liked that this was more of a cooler, neutral looking bronzer than I've seen in a while. Did I mention I like Makeup Forever? I like their powder products quite a bit, so I've been wanting to try this one, and it kept selling out in the Sephora by me, and finally I was like, I'm just gonna buy it online, that's fine. And then I got a broken product, so it is what it is. As you can see, I'm going in a couple times. It is very light. So I have to go in a few times to get it to the shade that I like. Whew. Man, those circles under my eyes are not doing me any favors. I don't think any concealer is gonna fully hide those right now. Overall, I've really been liking this bronzer. Again, I like that it's a cooler, more neutral colored bronzer because that just tends to fit my skin tone a little bit better. It's hard finding a bronzer that is more on the neutral side. They tend to be warm, and that makes sense because that's what a bronzer is supposed to do. It's supposed to brighten up your face and kind of highlight those points where the sun hits it. But I use kind of bronzer and contour in this very similar ways. Contour, you're supposed to use it to hollow out your face, kind of identify the hollows in your cheeks to make your face look not gaunt, but more sculpted. And then sometimes I just use my bronzer for the same thing. So you can use makeup however you want. That's the beautiful thing about makeup. Okay, we're moving on. I have been using the new blush from NARS. This is a liquid blush. This is their Afterglow liquid blush in Wanderlust. Because yes, I fell for the purple blush hype, and it's supposed to be this color. We're gonna put it on. You know, Rare Beauty has really spoiled us with their super pigmented blush, because this is what it looks like. It's a mauvey color. So pretty, right? Now, I have a couple thoughts about this blush. One, it's very temperamental. If you try to blend it out too much, it completely disappears. So instead of just doing my normal, more aggressive blending, I would say I'm a little bit of an aggressive blender. Just kind of tapping it with your brush works much better. Now, does it look as purple on the face as it does in that bottle? I say no, but that is just my opinion. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like when I'm editing the video, but I think in person, you can see it, it's there, but it's not quite as purple as I thought it would be. That might not be a bad thing for my skin tone. I don't necessarily wanna wear bright purple blush, but it's not my favorite. It's definitely, if you start fussing with it, it gets real patchy real fast. It actually reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier liquid blush. That did not work out for me either. And that one, in fact, was so bad that if you tried to blend it out at all, it removed your foundation, whatever was underneath it, it just wrecked your face. I remember I put it on once. I was trying to rush out the door. I was picking up a friend from the airport. I was leaving the door. My husband was like, is your face okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you've got some streaks going on. And I looked and I realized that in my rush, I had not realized that the blush had taken off half of my face. It was not good. It was not good. So I'm still really playing with this blush. once you know how to use it, it's not too bad. It's very light. You blend it out. It's pretty sheer. You're not getting a wash of color. You're getting a very sheer amount of color, which it's very liquidy, which is interesting. It's very liquidy. That's fine once you know how to use it, but it's just kind of good knowing that in advance before you go into it with a heavy hand like I did. Because I was, you know, blending it out like I do. You know, I take out my aggression on my makeup in the morning, and I was like, where'd it go? It's not here. So kind of interesting. It's still pretty light, I would say, right? I'd say it's pretty light. We have a new highlighter. I picked up the UOMA Beauty highlighter in White Pearl. This is their double take skin perfecting highlighter. Now it says it's White Pearl, but when you open it, it's pink. That confuses me. It's made in Italy. That's nice. And I have actually used this a few times. I could not tell you if I like it. I don't remember. I don't think it's made much of an impact. I know I've swatched it a bunch to try to remind myself, but let's go in. Now it's definitely pink. Granted, it's going over this blush, and this blush does nothing to hide my pores. Let me say that. Maybe just too many luminous products on my face right now. But the highlighter also does nothing to hide my pores. And some highlighters are just like that, especially the super reflective ones. They tend to emphasize your pores more than hide them. So if you're having a pory day, then you probably will not want to use this highlighter. Okay, now that I'm reapplying it, how do I feel about it? It's not bad, but I feel like I have better highlighters. I don't know. I'm going to continue trying it out, but first off, the name throws me off. White Pearl, but it's pink. I know pearls can be pinkish. I don't get it. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. It is a very pretty pink. I used to be really into pink highlighters. I've been leaning more towards goldy or just straight up silver highlighters lately, which is interesting, but I used to be obsessed with pink highlighters. Urban Decay, back in the day, they had this highlighter palette that they made based off Game of Thrones. Best pink highlighter of my life. I still have it. I will never get rid of it because it's so good. And oh my god, I feel like I think that blush took off some of my makeup right here. I think it did. Yeah, it definitely did. Okay, so the NARS blush is just like the Laura Mercier. You gotta just not touch it because it's gonna take off some of your makeup. I don't know. I like the highlighter. I just don't know if I love it. It's pretty expensive. I think it's $25, which is definitely on the higher range of things, I'd say. So I don't know if I would say that it's worth that price. But again, it's one of those things that I'm going to continue trying out, seeing if I really love it or not. I don't hate it. I just never find myself reaching for it. And then I don't know why it just completely slips my mind when I think about new products. And because I picked this up, I was like, am I going to include this one in the video? Do I like it? Do I remember? I don't know. And that's not a good sign when it just has no impact, you know, right? Last but certainly not least, we have been trying out a lot of liquid lippies over here lately. And the one that I wanted to talk about in this video, there's a couple that are fantastic that I've been using a lot, but if you've been here before, you know how much I love Lisa Eldridge and her lipstick formula. It's so good. She recently came out with the liquid formula and it's so good. It's so good. It's so light and just beautiful and long lasting. It's so good. So I will be using her new Velveteen liquid lip color in, I believe this is Ribbon. The writing is very tiny and I can't read it because the light is just blinding me. But first I'm going to go in with my makeup for, my Natasha Denona lip liner in the color Amelia. This is a great lip liner. Don't laugh, I know it looks ridiculous right now. This is how I do my lip liner, okay? Okay, lipstick is on. It feels like a cloud on your lips. Like there's nothing there. It's so good. It lasts so long once it dries down. And I really don't feel like it leaves my lips dried out like, you know, so many liquid lippies can do. But I really do feel like we've come so far in liquid lipstick formulas because so many of the ones that I've been trying out lately just don't feel bad. They feel great. Like they don't dry out my lips. And I do tend to like matte lipstick a little bit better than shinier lipsticks. It's just kind of what I've been going for lately. And the fact that they don't dry out my lips is just awesome. So let's go over all these products that we talked about today. I'm going to tell you what I recommended or what I say stay away. First up, let's talk about the Tarte Maneater palette. It's the Nightfall edition. I would recommend this. I would recommend this for people who don't necessarily want a lot of color and maybe they're a little more hesitant about their makeup because I feel like it's super easy to use. It's pretty light. You can build it up, but it's not going to be as pigmented as, say, Give Me Glow or an Odin's Eye eyeshadow. This one is more of a subtle pigment, so it's not like in your face, but it's still a really good formula. There is fallout, so just be aware of that, but I do like this palette and I will continue to play with it, especially the shimmers with the leopard print in them because they're fantastic. What's next? What order did we go in? Oh, foundation. Okay, the MAC Studio Radiance Foundation. Absolutely love. This is a fantastic foundation. If you're looking for a new foundation that's more on the medium side and gives your skin a little bit of a glow, not an intense one, just a little bit of a subtle glow, then I would recommend this one. I like it quite a bit. The Haus Labs concealer is something that I'm going to continue to play with. Right now, I don't like it. If you are someone like me that has fine lines underneath their eyes, I don't think it does a great job there, but I'm going to continue to play with it. I've only had it for a week, so I don't want to say, no, don't buy it. I actually would love to hear your opinions if you got a hold of this or if you're planning on buying it because, you know, maybe there's a better way to be applying it. Maybe you found a way that worked for you. I would love to hear if you did, but this one, we're going so-so on this. The Urban Decay 24-Hour Inks Eyeliner. I like it. I don't love it. I like that it has good lasting power. I wish it was a deeper, darker matte color. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I like it more than I like the concealer. Definitely going to continue to use it. The Give Beauty eyeliner in Spiderwebs is somewhere. This is another one that was more of a miss than a hit for me. It just wears off a little bit too fast for what I like. And it just makes my eyes a little bit itchy sometimes. Normally not until the very end of the day. So I don't have any problems when I'm applying it, but towards the end of the day, I can feel my eyes getting a little bit itchy. So I don't think my eyes love this formula. It's not something I would wear if I was planning on putting it on for extended amounts of time, but it's good to last me through work. I just will have to reapply it at least once throughout the day. So again, it didn't knock my socks off, this one, but I love this. I love this Chanel mascara, the Noir Allure. Oh, they get me every time with their fancy packaging. And so far, again, this is the first time I've actually tried this product, but I do really like it. I like the color. It's not as lengthening as, say, like my MAC stack, but it's a really good mascara. I think this is a good everyday mascara for me, so I like it. We're all over the place. Clearly, these reviews are not in order, so sorry. The Makeup Forever Artist Sculpt Precious Latte Bronzer. I really like this. It is a powder bronzer. I tend to love creams a little bit more, but I feel like this one applies really well. I like the more neutral color tone. I don't find those a lot, so I like that. Overall, I like this. I would recommend it if you're looking for something a little more neutral colored, like if you're like me and that's what you like in a bronzer. This one you might want to pick up. Can't say the same for this baby, the NARS Afterglow Liquid Blush. Yeah, it definitely disrupted my makeup. I can see right here where I'm missing some color. There's nothing there. So does that mean I need to play with it a little bit more? Yeah, I'm gonna try because I bought it, I own it. I'm gonna try to use it. The color's not bad. It's a very subtle color. You can't really blend it. It goes away if you blend it. I don't recommend this, okay? I'm gonna keep using it because I already own it, but if you haven't picked it up and you're curious about it, just leave it alone. You don't want it. The UOMA Beauty Double Take Skin Perfecting Highlighter. I just don't think I love it for the price. There's so many great highlighters out there. I feel like it's hard to find one that I I just love that it's special, especially since I've been using a lot of cream highlighters lately, and I really do love cream a lot more than powder highlighters right now. This one just highlights the pores a little more than I would like, and I'm still confused by the name. It's pink, but it's white pearl. Someone is going to comment, they're like, you're so dumb, it means this, but still, pink pearl would make sense. I'd call this pink pearl, and then I'd be like, it's pink, it's perfect, I love it, that's what I'm going for. But it's definitely a pink highlighter. It's a very pretty pink, I do like the color. It's a good glow, but yeah, it just is definitely highlighting my pores, so I don't love that about this. And I do think it's a little bit on the expensive side. Do kind of feel like there was a lot of misses, more misses than hits in this video today, which happens, right? But not all makeup works out 100% of the time. The Rare Beauty, what is this again? Brow Harmony Precision Pencil. Not as precise as I would like. Like the color. It's actually a pretty weighty packaging, which I like a good packaging. But it's just not exactly what I look for in a brow pencil. It's just a little too thick and a little too soft for what I typically like. So again, the Moira one is fantastic if you're looking for a good brow pencil. I'm gonna use this one up for sure. It's not bad by any means. It's just not my favorite. And the Lisa Eldridge Velveteen Liquid Lip Color in the color Ribbon. I have just been loving her liquid lipsticks. I have 3 colors now. I really enjoy them. It's just such a weightless, airy feel to it. Lisa Eldridge can do no wrong for me. She just knows her lip product so well. One day I'll meet you, Lisa. One day I'll go to the UK and I'm gonna have you do my face and it's gonna be flawless. I'm so excited. Oh, I almost forgot the Givenchy setting powder. Great powder, bad packaging. Would I recommend it? It's so cute. Yeah, I kind of would. I like the powder quite a bit and it's cute. Overall, we definitely have a mixed bag today. There are definitely some products in here that I need to use more before I have any sort of definitive answer whether you should buy it or not. I mean, this concealer is just thick, but overall, I'd say there are some winners here that I'm really excited to continue using. Whew, this is a little bit of a longer video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know if you've been using any of these products. If you've been using this one, please tell me. Has it worked for you? This NARS one, like, what, is it me? Is it you? Normally, I've now learned when I ask that question, it's normally the product. At this point, I know how to use them enough to know when they're not working for me, right? But you never know. Someone might have figured it out. There might be a trick that I'm just not doing, or it could just not be a good product. That happens too. But I would love to know your opinions on any of these products below. If you've been using them, let me know. I'd like to know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!